Hi everyone, this is Nathalie the blogger, and I am coming back with another recommendation. I'm gonna give you my top 6 of thrillers to discover, to dive, to thrill, to be absolutely scared or not. I'm gonna start with Laura Purcell and the Silent Companion, which will be a thriller, but more, well, definitely historical one, but more suspense, horror, paranormal. In 1865, we are following her into an asylum. She doesn't recall anything that happened prior, but she has been told that she apparently killed a lot of people in a house where she put fire. So good. It's a tiny one. We're gonna follow Elsie when she is gone to her dead husband's countryside family house. Whew, that was a long one. It is very seclusive town, small ones. The house as well, very seclusive, but with a bad reputation, bad of haunting. That's pretty much nobody wants to work there. In what they are calling the garret, which will be, I think, the attic of the mansion, they're gonna find what they are calling a silent companion. This is kind of that figure, but it's not a painting. It's in wood, but you have the definition, the silhouette of the body of the person, and the painting. This is so much detail, so much real, that everyone who's getting face to face, everyone who can see those silent companions are struck because they are sure this is a real person. What is the element of scary and frightened is that there is some evil working into this house. Definitely some paintings appearing there, nobody installed, nobody placed. They are hanged in a specific room, and then they are appearing in another one. They're even gonna get burned, destroyed, and they are still coming back. So good. And the ending, oh my god, it was so good. I can't say that it's a good ending, but nevertheless, it's a good ending in the way that this is so original, so different, and it's like, whoa. Switching category with the whodunit, the murder mystery, the thrilling one. So it's still a thriller, but yeah, whodunit. The first one is An Unwanted Guest by Sherry LaPena. We are following a bunch of different strangers, kind of paired as couple, or not necessarily, but they are all going to spend a weekend upstate North New York during their winter into a very seclusive hotel in the woods. And when they are arriving, there is a snowstorm coming and really going crazy, with afterwards an ice storm. And the next morning, one of the other guests has been found dead at the bottom of the stairs. Because of the ice storm, the roads are not used. They can't be used. You cannot drive. They lost the power, no electricity, no phone calls, and anyway, nobody can come to them. They cannot go anywhere. So quickly you understand, and them as well, that one of them is the killer. When the body are gonna come to pile up, well, not too much, but still to pile up, it is even way more good. Until the end, that you have the explanation who did it and the why. It was so good that you may have had an idea about the who, but the why you had no idea. And you have kind of a double ending, which is so good and so satisfying as well. This is definitely a recommendation. Now, the second book into that whodunit murder mystery category, I will put The Castle Mystery by Faith Martin. This is a small one, very short one. Well, very short. Yeah, it's 219 pages. But this is the first time that I read something short but so well done. We are following Jenny, which is a cook, and she's gonna start right at the beginning of the book in a castle to work for the lord and the ladyship nowadays, I should say. So Jenny is starting to work right away at cooking. Everyone is so happy. The next morning, the governess of the granddaughter of the lady and lordship of the castle is found dead. Apparently, a knife in the heart, right away dead. So, who done it? Jenny, it's not the first time that she is facing a case of death of someone where she was working before, the local police, and they know her name, that she's kind of an amateur sleuth for finding murderers, and she did find murderers in different cases. Her employers are going to ask her to work with the police. She's more, if you want, at the background on the investigation, and at the same time she's at the front as well, meaning that she's asking some question, but she's more observing. She's paying attention to what is going on around her between the different other employees. You kind of guess, obviously, that everyone's got an alibi, but someone is dead, so who done it, and more specifically, how. I really do recommend going into that author, Faith Martin, the kind of psycho rooting for the villains with The Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson. And I talked about it into my story out of the box video that I just did as of recommendations. You are following one of the main character, Lily. She's offering herself to help Ted, a stranger. So they are both strangers, but he is willing to kill his wife, who is cheating on him. And so Lily, a stranger, she's offering to help him. When you discover throughout the book who is really Lily, her past, and specifically why it is so easy for her to offer her service at helping how to get away with murder to a stranger. Oh man, it's really good sometimes to root for the villain. Even you can understand why she did what she did before. Obviously, this isn't the way of doing in life, but you understand and you kind of, close your eyes and don't really say anything. And even till the end, you hope that everything will be put in place, because it's way more than just killing the wife. Ted has no idea what's coming up to him. And even at the same time, I could say that the wife as well, it's everything is so entangled and mixed together. And it's really how to get away with murder, especially when you are a psychopath. I was rooting for her character, and when the end happened and it takes you away, I was like, no, I get it, why the ending is like this, but why can't we have villains getting it its way? So even if I had some difficulty with the writing of the author, as repeating a lot of the same things, I still recommend very warmly to go for the book, A Kind Worth Killing. The last two, which will be in the category of mystery, murder mystery, disappearance. We don't know during the whole time what really happened. The first one will be Now That I Could Tell by Jessica Strausser. In a neighborhood where a few different housewives or just women, depending on, they gonna gather one evening. The ones who've got kids, they toss it aside. Not like this, anyway. And yeah, so just to have a woman's night, having some drinks, talking freely about everything and anything. And the next morning, one of them with her 2 kids is missing. Disappeared, nothing left, no words. The husband is worried, and even if they are kind of separate, her very next neighbor, they know that the couple has been had some difficulties, and that they are separate. So throughout the whole time, is that woman with her 2 kids has been kidnapped, have then been killed eventually, by whom, or really what happened. So it is a slow pace, and even if you had a good chunk of the book, which for me was a waste of pages, like because it doesn't take you anywhere, doesn't bring you any information whatsoever, it's really filling pages nonetheless, until you've got your ending and your explanation. It is a satisfying ending. It is like a yes, thank you. The second and last book into this top 6 thrillers recommendation will be The Thinnest Air by Minka Kent. One sister, very young, because I don't remember her name, she married a very wealthy man, but way older man. The older sister, not really okay or approving the situation, but she's going with it. And someday she's gonna have the phone call that her sister is missing. Everything looks like a kidnapping. But when she's gonna go for the investigation, because she wants obviously to be there knowing what's going on, and herself, she is trying to investigate, asking questions. She wants to know. She first gonna discover that the life of her sister is not what she thought it was. So you unravel some secrets, but you still wonder what happened. Is she alive or not? Because every 2 chapters we follow the older sister who is investigating, and the other chapter it's the sister missing. It's an okay ending, but I really did like, because you have that vibe obviously of who done it, who is behind it, and the why. So you are really taken by that, her own investigation into the disappearance of her sister, what really happened. Those are all my top 6 recommendations, thrillers to discover, to read, to jump, to devour, to do whatever you want with them, but mostly to read. Thank you so much for watching my channel and this particular video. To click the subscribe button or the bell button as well to get any notification onto some new videos. And until the next time, let's try together to talk about some thrillers, because let's be frank, this is a good classic for everyone.